Hi, and welcome back to our kitchen. Come on in and sit right down. We're going to have a baking seminar today. Even though I do not like to bake in the summertime, my motto is the oven is off, the grill is on. So today we're going to be making lemon cupcakes, but I'm going to take the lemons and I'm going to grill them and make them sweeter. I think they're sweeter when they're grilled. So I'm going to take you over the stove and show you how it's done. Okay, I'm cheating today. We have rain coming in from the tropical storm. So instead of putting them on the grill, and I'm doing the same thing as you would on the grill, only you would get lines on your lemons. I don't have a pan that has the grill features to it, so I'm just going to use my non-stick pan. And keep in mind when you're grilling, if you're grilling at a medium-high, you want your pan on stove on medium-high. It's the same temperature, only you're transferring it over to a grill. Anyway, I'm going to I have this on medium-high, and I have some lemons cut. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip them in sugar, like that, and then I'm going to lay them down. No oil. Just sugar. And I might have to turn the skillet up a little bit. No, I hear them sizzling. You don't want to burn them. So I have it on a medium-high on my stove. And I'm going to switch it down to probably a medium. Excuse my arm. Okay, now I'm just going to let them sit as if I was on the grill. You let things sit and you have to give them that initial brownness so you don't go fussing with them. And they're bubbling. The sugar's bubbling. I just don't want to burn that. So I'm going to, yeah, it's got a way to go. Just let it sit there, I think for about 6 minutes is what we should do. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm still going after these lemons. Oh, that one's beautiful. I've taken the other ones off. There was 2 of them on here that were being stubborn, that weren't grilling. That's perfect. Oh, and that's perfect. Turn your oven off and get ready to make your cupcakes. Okay, in this bowl I have, sorry, I have to read this off the 1.5 cups of gluten-free flour. Now, that would be the one that you like the best. I'm not a baker, but I seem to prefer the Pillsbury gluten-free flour, and I use Bob's a lot. And it already has xanthan gum in it, but if it doesn't, if your brand does not, you have to put a 1/2 teaspoon in. And then the reason I have it in a sieve is with gluten-free flour, you have to sieve it, aerate it. So what I have here is the flour, and I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now this is fine salt, like you would get out of a salt shaker. And then I need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So I'm going to, whoa, almost had a big accident. Okay, 1 teaspoon. And see how they put that lip on there? That's for you to be able to even it out. So that's 1 teaspoon. Now I need 1/2. And it's right on here on your spoons. Smooth it out and put it in there, and then I'm going to shake it. In the old days they would have grandma's sifter with the handle that you crank. Now I have some big pieces down in here that I'm just going to squish with my finger to get them to go through the sieve. And then I'm going to put this in my bowl. Now this is along with, I took one lemon and I took the zest off of it. And I put it in this bowl, and I'm going to get the zest out of here with my little brush because it tends to stick all over the place. Okay, now I've got 2 large eggs, but I'm going to put those in when I'm mixing. And I want to stress, as a safety lesson, do not plug your mixer in before you put the beaters in. You can actually chop your fingers off that way, because you don't know if this power button was accidentally bumped while it was in the cupboard. So put the beaters in first and then plug your mixer in. Okay, now I've got to figure out, I'll be there in a second. Okay, I have a cup of sugar. Now we like the monk fruit sweetener to bring down the sugar level. So I had a bag and I just put what I had left in here and then added regular white granulated sugar on the top to make 1 cup. And you can use whatever sugar you want. I mean, white sugar is just fine, but we like to take the sugar grams out of our baked goods. Okay, then I've got 3/4 of a cup of oil. And I'm going to start mixing this together on low. That's any oil of your choice. You can use coconut, you can use avocado, whatever you like. So I'm going to put 2 whole eggs in there, and I'm going to put 1 in at a time, and then I'm going to beat that egg, and then I'm going to put the other one in. Now I have 3/4 of a cup of milk. Sorry, that flour got up my throat. And we use almond milk when we cook. And so I happen to have some vanilla. I like vanilla when I'm baking, but it's the unsweetened kind, so there's no sugar involved. Now I need lemon juice. So I'm going to take our beautiful grilled lemons, oh, look at that, and I'm going to put them in my squeezer. I need 1/4 cup of lemon juice for this recipe, so I'm going to squeeze it into this cup. It's going to be brown in your cup. But that's the whole thing about grilling lemons. Okay, then I'm going to take another good one. And I put them face down because I get the most juice that way. And it's not squirting all over my body, because if you put it face up, it just wants to squirt everywhere. Okay, let me check my measurements. Almost there. I think another one of these guys will do it. I flip them over to get more juice out of them. This little thing collects the seeds, so you don't have to worry about seeds getting in your juice. If you don't have one, you can just use your hands. I'm not strong enough to use my hands. Okay, I happen to see a seed down in my juice, so I'm going to take a spoon. There's a couple of them. I'm going to take a spoon and get it out of there. Whoops. There we go. We're going to add our juice to our cupcake mix, and I'm going to mix it all up. Now you got to scrape your bowl down because there's a lot of dried flour that did not mix in there, so you got to get it off the sides of the bowl. Okay, now comes our flavorings. I have vanilla. This is pure vanilla. I'm going to add a teaspoon of that. And I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of my favorite. I'm in love with this stuff right now for some reason because it tastes like cherries almost. Half a teaspoon of that. And if you want to, you can add a couple drops of yellow food coloring. And you have a beautiful smooth batter. I'm going to let it sit for about 15 minutes to get the flours to mix in with the liquids. And I'm going to put them in a muffin pan, a cupcake pan, and bake them at 350 for about 18 to 20 minutes. And I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Okay, they're done. I let them cool. Now I filled them about 3/4 of an inch, or 3/4 of a cup instead of 2/3. So this is what they look like. They're still cooling a little bit, but I wanted to show you what I did. I took a cup of powdered sugar, one of those lemons that we had roasted and grilled, squeezed that in there, half a teaspoon of almond extract, and I'm just going to lightly glaze these because I don't like a lot of icing. So I'm going to put these over the cupcakes, and if they drip down, that's fine, that's okay. And just lightly glaze each and every one of these. I like it better than all that icing. I'm not a real sweet eater, so when I bite into a muffin or cupcake that has a lot of icing on it, I just basically would love to scrape it off because I'm just not an icing person. I never have been. And so I like this little bit of glaze on top of the cupcakes. I just spoon them over. This recipe made 15 cupcakes. I have this little muffin pan over here that I finished off this is a 12. And then what I'm going to do to finish it up is I'm going to take the lemon that I have and I'm going to zest it over the top of our cupcakes. Nothing says summer to me than lemons. Now I was watching people make grilled lemonade, and I says, well, why can't I do that if I'm going to make lemon cupcakes to do the same method? And this is what I came up with. They call me Crazy Lady, and I'm going to finish up by saying please subscribe to my channel. I need a lot of subscribers to be able to get monetized to make this a second income for us, and it's going to take me a while, I know that, but take care of your local businesses. We've had so many shutting down around here, and it's not that people don't want to patronize them, it's because of COVID. So now things are loosening up, and I hope you support your local businesses, and I'll see you later. Come back and see us. Bye.